The restaurant without clocks in the busy town of Kavima. There lived a young woman named Amara. Amara was a gifted cook and the proud owner of the most popular restaurant in town. People loved Amara's food not just because it was delicious, but because of her unbelievable speed. No matter how many customers walked in, Amara could serve steaming hot meals in less than 10 minutes. Her restaurant was always packed, and her name spread far and wide. But dear viewer, there was one strange rule at Amara's restaurant. No clocks, no watches, and no phones allowed inside. Yes, you heard that right. If you wanted to eat at Amara's place, you had to hand over anything that showed the time. Her staff were so strict about it that before you entered, they would carefully check your bags and even your pockets to make sure you weren't hiding a watch or a phone. People found the rule odd, but they didn't complain. As long as they got their food quickly, they didn't bother to ask questions. One day, a traveler named Lena came to Amara's restaurant. When the staff asked for her watch, she was confused. "Why can't I know the time while eating? This is strange," she said. But they told her it was Amara's rule. She obeyed, ate her food, loved it, and left. But deep down, she remained curious. The following week, another visitor named Chica arrived. Unlike Lena, Chica refused to part with her watch. She boldly said, "If you can really serve food in 10 minutes, then why are you afraid of clocks?" Amara looked at her firmly and replied, "If you don't respect my rule, then I cannot serve you." And so Chica left confused, but determined to find out the truth. Chica's curiosity led her to visit an old wise man in town. She explained everything about Amara's restaurant to him. The old man sighed and said, "My child, Amara is not ordinary. Her speed comes from a spirit of time. When she was just a baby, her father made a pact with that spirit in exchange for her freedom. The spirit gave her the power to cook incredibly fast. But there was a price. If anyone measured real time in her restaurant, the illusion would break and the spirit would kill her instantly." Dear viewer, can you imagine the kind of life Amara was living, trapped by a spirit, unable to live freely, forced to hide behind her strange rule? Chica's heart softened. She realized Amara wasn't strange, she was suffering. So, she begged the old man for a solution. The wise man gave her a sacred hourglass and said, "This hourglass can bind the spirit of time. Take it to Amara's restaurant, flip it, and the spirit will appear. But beware, you must be brave, because it will fight back." The next day, Chica returned to Amara's restaurant. She explained her plan, and though Amara was terrified, she agreed. She had lived too long in bondage and wanted to be free. Chica flipped the hourglass. Immediately, the air grew heavy. The time spirit appeared, furious, twisting the hours and minutes around them. But the hourglass glowed with power, pulling the spirit in. The spirit screamed, struggled, and tried to escape. But in the end it was trapped. Amara fell to the ground, weak but relieved. For the first time in her life, she was free. With tears in her eyes, she hugged Chica. "Thank you. I have spent my whole life cooking fast, but I was never free. Now, I can live like everyone else." From that day on, Amara's restaurant allowed clocks and phones. Her food was no longer magically fast, but customers still came because they loved her cooking, and they admired her courage. Amara held a great feast to celebrate her freedom, and the whole town rejoiced. She and Chica became close friends, forever bonded by courage and compassion. The lessons from Amara's story: sometimes strange rules have hidden reasons. True friendship and bravery can break even the darkest chains. And most importantly, when life feels too heavy, never be afraid to ask for help. Dear viewer, What do you think? If you visited a restaurant where clocks were not allowed, would you obey the rule? Or would you walk away? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next story. Bye bye.